This is the second of two meetings, and Dallas Aikens talked about that first game back after a long road trip, and how the first few minutes are going to be crucial.
Absolutely, you have to get into the flow right off the bat. Lots of times coming back from an East Coast road trip, it takes you a while to dip your toe in the water. You've got to jump right in against the Senators. Ottawa
Senators starting center is a player very familiar to fans here in Edmonton. Curtis Lazar, who won a Memorial Cup with the Oil Kings, will start at center against Boyd Gordon, Matt Hendricks, and Jesse Joensuu. Lazar's teammates with the Oil Kings will start at center against Boyd Gordon, Matt Hendricks, and Jesse Joensuu. Lazar's teammates and line mates are Stone and Hoffman. Mike Hoffman talking today about the label of kid line. He said, I don't know, I'm 24 years old. I don't think I'm a kid anymore.
Yeah, you are. Also, his old teammates, Curtis Lazar's old teammates are here. The Edmonton Oil Kings supporting their former teammate. For the Edmonton Oilers, we already talked about it. Get off to a good start. Good start doesn't mean you have to score. It means you have to get yourself going and get in the flow of the game, get your legs underneath you. And for Paul McLean's team, pressure the puck. Get on the Edmonton Oilers. Take the lesson from the Nashville Predators.
Keys to the game, of course, brought to you by Ford, official automotive partner of the Edmonton Oilers. Oilers fell behind 3-0 in that game against Nashville. Edmonton Oilers. Oilers fell behind 3-0 in that game against Nashville. Battled back in the last 40 minutes, but came up 1 goal short. And came home from the road trip. October 28 victories against 3 defeats. Keith Hawley getting his first chance in an Edmonton uniform here at Rexall Place. The Senators, the second a 3-game Western Canadian road trip. A 4-3 loss in Vancouver on Tuesday in overtime. They'll be in Calgary on Saturday. Jordan Eberle works his way and takes the first shot of the game. Rebound looking there for Ryan Nugent. Hopkins couldn't. Jeff Petrie back the other way comes McCulloch. Elan McCulloch puts it behind the net. Zibanejad trying to center it out in front, but Bobby Ryan was knocked down. And Jeff Petrie picks up the puck, and he'll start back the other way. Petrie to the middle for Eberle. His pass was behind Benoit Pouliot. And now, Zibanejad centering pass. McCulloch shot, and Scrimmons makes his first save of the period. Now, Zibanejad centering pass. McCulloch shot, and Scrimmons makes his first save of the period. And his 8 inches alone on top of the assist category. He's got 8 on the season, picked up his 8 in Nashville.
Of the season. They had 3 goals and 5 assists in the last 2 games.
They keep trying to keep it in at the blue line. And comes down into Oilers territory, swept out there by Mark Fane. Back to Erik Karlsson, the captain of the Ottawa Senators. He is paired with the veteran Chris Billis. Karlsson, nice move around to Keaton, but then got backtracked by Gordon. Chase on. He and Clark MacArthur in the corner. MacArthur trying to center it off the stick of Hendricks. The puck bounces and is picked up by Fane. In the middle for Hendricks. Matt Hendricks moving in with Yakubov jumping over the boards along with Mark Arcabello. Now Hendricks will change up. Got a little caught up there with Turris as he headed to the bench. David Perron joins the Arcabello line. Schultz off the skate of Yakubov. Picked up by Ollie. A pass for Yakubov. A little bit too far for him. Ryba's got it now. Ryba. Orvietsky sends that puck down the ice. Scrimmons is going to stop it. Just leave it there. They'll give it to Schultz, to Pauly, around the boards, quickly to Yakubov. Yakubov, pass was behind Perron. Nail Yakubov with a goal against Nashville. He's got 3 points in his last 4 games.
In Nashville, it was a scary incident for Nail Yakubov. Could have been really, really bad. As he goes into the corner here and doing what Nail Yakubov's been doing, he really gets in and forechecks. David Perron comes in to lay a hit as well. But watch David Perron skate. Steps right on the wrist, the left wrist of Nail Yakubov. And as he's coming, you can see he's already got blood coming through the jersey. That could have been very scary. It was only 4 stitches. But boy, that was right on the wrist. And it was very, very close to being something catastrophic.
Stone, Hoffman, and Lazar out there now. The 4th line for the Senators. This is Lazar. Checked by Ollie. Shot by Stone. He's stopped. Lazar. Back to the point it goes. Allen gives it to Stone. Gets the puck back again. Off balance. Towards towards the goal. It bounces around and is picked up now by Mike Hoffman. Hoffman winds, fires a shot. Scriven slides over and makes the save. Lazar will give it to Stone and get it back again. Curtis Lazar, 99 regular season goals as a member of the Edmonton Oil Kings. Looking for his first goal in the National Hockey League. Hoffman brings it in. Long shot, scores. Mike, member of the Edmonton Oil Kings. Slides over and makes it around and is picked up now by Mike Hoffman. Hoffman winds, fires a shot. Scriven slides over and makes the save. Lazar will give it to Stone and get it back again. Curtis Lazar, 99 regular season goals as a member of the Edmonton Oil Kings. Looking for his first goal in the National Hockey League. Hoffman brings it in. Long shot, score. Regular season goals as a member of it back again. Curtis Lazar, 99 regular season goals as a member of the Edmonton Oil Kings. Looking for his first goal in the National Hockey League.
But he misses.
And he's got 5 opening goal. It looked like Hoffman was at the point. Puts it to the corner for Everly. It gets by him. Anderson out of his net to try and play it. Zibanejad is checked, and it's Phillips who's got the puck. Phillips, play to the middle. Cut off there by Pouliot. Ryan carries on. Bobby Ryan bringing it in. Ryan with a shot. Scrivens makes it.
Should have been better. I think you can contest your zone. 2 things on the goal. Number one, I do think that the gap should have been better. I think you can contest your zone a little bit more here. And I do believe that Ben Scrivens is screened. Just it comes off just the skate, the dark part of the skate of Justin Schultz. You can see Ben Scrivens' reaction. You can always tell if a goalie's screened by his reaction. And right there, and a nice shot by Mike Hoffman. And Ben Scrivens didn't see it until it's too late.
Johansson drops it for Hendricks. Hendricks snaps a shot. Big rebound by Anderson. And an icing call against the Senators. Here's Gene.
Time to play Safeway's $1 million score and win. If any Oilers player scores 5 goals in tonight's game, Marilyn Madsen of Spring Lake, Alberta could win $1 million. Shop at Safeway and you could be our next lucky winner right here on Sportsnet.
Arcabello, Yakupov, and Perron on the forward line now.
Shop at Safeway and you could be our next lucky winner right here on Sportsnet.
Circle, he's over 51% success rate. He was telling us earlier that he's got a great teacher in the form of Boyd Gordon,
who was 77% against the Predators.
Won that draw. Yakupov shot went off Chiasson. To the middle to Turris. Kyle Turris. Checked by Payne. The puck sits there for Chiasson. Plays it back to Smith. Chiasson now gives it to Turris. Kyle Turris turns to get away from the Keaton. Circles the net. All the way up top for Ceci. Cody Ceci fires a shot and a blocker save by Scrivens. Chiasson gets it again. Now, the last time you and I would have done an Ottawa game, it would have been an Alex Chiasson that we would have seen. He has changed it. He is near Quebec. Chiasson.
When he was in Dallas, he was Alex Chiasson. Chiasson now.
Chiasson now. His team with a 1-0 lead and 6 shots on Ben Scrivens. The Oilers have 3. Ceci. Phillips winds and fires again. Scrivens makes the save.
Ottawa has come out with the good start, the good jump in their game.
Trying to take advantage of an Oiler team that got in yesterday about 2:30 in the morning. Pakarinen playing his first game in an Oiler uniform here at Rexall. Back to the point, Petrie, one-time shot. Anderson makes the save, juggled the rebound, it's still loose. Draisaitl to Purcell. Eddie Purcell being watched by Cody Ceci. Draisaitl in there to help. Checked by David Legwand. Gets the puck to Phillips. Can't get it by Andrew Ferentz. Draisaitl behind the net. Draisaitl from the corner. To the middle it goes. Purcell turns. The Oilers making a change while keeping the puck in the offensive zone. That one came close as Ferentz let it go.
Anderson got tied up with his pad and his skate with Teddy Purcell. He's kind of fooling around with his left pad right now. He's not very comfortable with the situation that occurred there.
Petrie fires it into the corner. Nugent Hopkins with a sharp angle shot and a stick save by Anderson. Everly keeps it in against Mark Stone. Back to the point it comes. Schultz to Everly. Everly, nice pass out in front. Picked up by Pouliot. Pouliot checked by Borowiecki. Schultz trying to keep it in. Can't do it. Lazar beat to the puck there by Ollie. Eberle flips it in. And instead, that puck goes into the seats. Rogers, Oilers hockey, right here on Sportsnet.
Lunch, and we'll speak to Major General Charles Lamar later in the first.
12 minutes, 45 seconds left to go in the first period. Chiasson with Turris and MacArthur. Eberle across the blue line. Jordan Eberle with Nugent Hopkins. Pouliot catching up. Checked by Turris. Turris got the puck up the center. Here is Clark MacArthur. MacArthur with 7 goals on the season leads this team. Hoffman one back with 6. He got his 6 at 3:34 the first period. Cody Ceci getting the only assist. Erik Karlsson. Karlsson 7 assists, 11 points. He and MacArthur are tied for the top the charts when it comes to points in Ottawa. Ryan's long shot handled by Scrivens, juggled it just a bit, but he will cover. Head coach years as his assistant in the Motor City. He is the 10th coach in Ottawa Senators history. Greiba takes a big hit there from Joensuu. Bobby Ryan reaches out for it and leaves it there for McCulloch. Speeding across the blue line. McCulloch couldn't get the shot away. Good defensive play by Ferris, but Ryan carries on. His pass is center. Zibanejad couldn't get a shot away. Neither could Ryan. It comes to Greiba. His shot goes through. Scrivens sends that over and up and out. It comes to center. Allen gets it to settle down. He will give it to Ceci.
To Tyler Pitlick.
The Senators with 8 shots. The Oilers with 4. Lazar cuts for the front of the net. Lazar is checked at the last second there by Keith Ollie. Ceci shot through traffic. Pad save by Scrivens. Talbot, Perron back the other way with Arcabello. Flips it into the corner. Arcabello giving chase against Ceci. Takes him into the corner. Yakupov in there to try and help out. Lazar pass just out of the reach of Stone. He was being watched by Perron. Perron to Ollie. Keith Ollie. Lucci flips that one high. Almost caught the clock. Arcabello able to keep it in at the blue line temporarily. Now it's banged out by Hoffman. McKeith. So give it to Schultz right up the middle for Perron. He was checked by Cowan, racing after it though. There's a shot by Pakarinen. And he is stopped by Craig Anderson.
Good speed by Pakarinen.
We saw him get his first NHL goal that way. Just came flying in. Circling the net now, trying to put it out in front was Legwand. It went right through. Zach Smith picks it up. He'll play it back to Karlsson. They play give and go. Zach Smith, he's got Neal down low. Neal plays it back to the point. Karlsson will give it to Legwand. David Legwand. Back to Karlsson, and he gave it away to Jesse Joensuu. It's tipped in by Teddy Purcell, and a change coming up. And the top line will go back out there for the Oilers. MacArthur, just inside the blue line. He's stopped by Ferentz. Eberle plays it off the boards and waits for it. Pouliot trying to use that good speed. Gets there ahead of Phillips. Centering pass. Nugent Hopkins put it just wide, but Pouliot's got it back to the point, but it's out of the reach of Andrew Ferentz. He'll chase him back into his own zone.
Good burst of speed again by Benoit Pouliot. Gets the puck in behind, and then he just started chasing, go for the net. That's what he does very well.
Nugent Hopkins chips that puck in. Eberle will give chase. Eberle sweeps it around the boards. Pouliot waiting for it to the near side. Pouliot checked by Greiba. Bringing it out is Bobby Ryan. MacArthur. Borowiecki across the blue line. Dishes to Ryan. Ryan cuts to the middle. Drops it off for Turris. Turris with a backhand. It went right through the crease. Greiba from the point. Fires it through traffic. Scrivens saw it, made the save.
How did he see that one? A lot of traffic in front of him.
David Perron wheels his way to center. Backtracked by McCulloch. They both go down, but play continues. Greiba and Perron come together. Perron gets knocked down. Arcabello centering pass for Yakupov. It's picked off. And the Senators start back with Ryan. Zibanejad. McCulloch. Tipped by Zibanejad, but he put it over top of the net. Karlsson steps into a slap shot. Pad save by Ben Scrivens. Giveaway at center. Here's McCulloch. McCulloch to Benajad, trying to make it through. He can't do it. Good defensive play there by Payne. And back comes Yakubov. Carlson gets back defensively. If you're going to play up in the offensive zone, you have got to be able to come back.
I was just thinking the same thing. And boy, did Erik Karlsson get back in a hurry.
Lazar chips it in. Ollie sends it around the board. Schultz gave it away to Hoffman, to Stone. Stone behind the net. CC down low. Stone trying to feed it out in front. Lazar was there. But it's picked off by Hendricks. He'll use the boards and get that puck down the ice. Garrett Cowan beats Joensuu to the puck. He'll give it to Lazar off the boards. Mark Stone. Stone throws it towards Scrivens. Not going to take any chances. He will cover up. Ben Scrivens has made 10 saves so far with 7:30 left to go in the first period.
No score.
You tell us a little bit about the role of the military on Canadian Armed Forces Appreciation Night. Just have things changed over the years, or is it as important as it always has been, and you're just starting maybe to find, of course, the Oilers recognition for the work that the men and women do for our country?
Well, we've been very lucky. Edmonton is probably the best garrison town in
years, or is it as important as it always has been, and you're just starting maybe to finally get some recognition for the work that the men and women do for our country?
Well, we've been very lucky. Edmonton is probably the best garrison town in Canada. We always get great recognition. We've become part of the fabric. And, of course, the Oilers are key to this. We're an organization that supports us so well and makes us feel welcome.
Well, I thank you, Major General Charles Lamar, otherwise known as Chuck. We thank you and all of the people in this country who do what you do for a living.
Well, thank you so much. We thank you for your support as well.
All right, guys, back to you.
Thanks. Chuck Sir.
Yes, sir.
Carlson shots, and Scrivens squeezes the pads in his legs and makes this.
Go through something with the team.
Shot by Phillips, tipped. And it's a 2-0 lead. Shot by
Doesn't the puck in front of the net.
But the Senators, let's start.
Became a self-fulfilling prophecy.
The Senators give up.
Self-fulfilling prophecy.
The Senators.
Dallas Aikens and his staff made the team aware. You're right. Great point this morning, but became a self-fulfilling prophecy.
The Senators give up a lot of shots. In fact, the fourth most coming into this game, but the Oilers have not been able to get pucks there. Greiber with the puck now, turns and fires. Scrivens the save, rebound in front. And knocked down was David Legwand. David Perron back the other way. Perron waits, goes cross ice, out in front. Oh, Arcabello could not get his stick on that and get a good shot away. But speed from Yakubov. Perron working hard again. Trying to bank it in off Anderson. Instead, it goes off Anderson's stick and up into the net.
Epic day.
Nail Yakubov. Everybody in the world thinks Nail Yakubov is going to shoot. Instead, he passes off, but it's a near miss.
Mark Arcabello looking for his first
home.com to snag your seats while they last and make it an epic day of sport.
Drew, you can't show up to the game with a watermelon on your head.
Don't worry. Don't worry about that.
Wait a minute.
All. There's no green in my wardrobe, my friend.
It's going to be a heck of a sports day here in Edmonton. We'll be doing the game against Arizona. Neal on the near side. That's the fourth line up there for the Ottawa Senators against Yakubov, Arcabello, and Perron. They had a great chance earlier as Mark Arcabello was marked to the side of the net, fed by Yakubov, just missed. 5:23 left to go, and here is Keith Oley against Chris Neal. 5:23 left to go, and here is Keith Oley against Chris Neal. Keith Oley, his second bout. Chris Phillips call up against the veteran pugilist in Chris Neal. Trying to get both hands going. Oley reaching behind, trying to get a good grip, gets the right. Chris Neal was using the left hand effectively.
As the
and
helpers
came across with a right and gets the technical knockout.
He can use both.
By goal.
NHL season.
Chris Neal.
You and
0%. Trying to get his team. Give him a cross check in the back. Says, let's go, Biden. He wants to get a little spark to his team. Keith Oley doing some thankless work. And he's going to go off with 5:22 left. Get looked at, make sure he's okay. He's a tough guy. He took a hard pop by Chris Neal, as you mentioned, is a veteran fighter in the National Hockey League. You got to like Keith Ollie and his courage. Sure, he's okay. Keith's a tough guy. He took a hard pop by Chris Neal, as you mentioned, a veteran fighter in the National Hockey League. You got to like Keith Ollie and his, as you mentioned, a veteran fighter in the National Hockey League. You got to like Keith Ollie and his courage to stand up and try to get his team going.
And we'll see if that has an effect on the Oilers with 5:14 left to go in the first period. They saw this movie before in Nashville. They don't want to let this game get away from them. Outshot 31-12 when you look at Nashville, the first period, and what's happened here tonight. Arcavello back to the point for Schultz. It gets by him. He's got a hurry. He's got the movement on him. Arcavello. Nice little pass to David Perron. Perron flips it in the opposite corner. Schultz activated, gets there first ahead of Ceci. Schultz behind the net. Here's Perron. Perron works his way in, circles the net. David Perron looking to the high slot, but it was picked off by Hoffman before it could get to Mark Arcavello. Now, the Oilers trying to catch the Senators on a line change. Nikita Nikitin feeds it to the front. Pouliot with a backhand attempt. That gets stopped. Ceci comes up with it. He is stripped to the puck, but carrying on is Zibanejad. Zibanejad to Ryan. Ryan plays it out in front. Great pass and a great goal by McCosk. Stripped to the puck, but carrying on gets stopped. Ceci comes up with it. He is stripped to the puck, but carrying on is Zibanejad. Zibanejad to Ryan. Ryan plays it out in front. Great pass and a great goal. Ceci gets to Mark Arcavello. Now, the Oilers trying to catch him. Keith, 5:23 left to go, and here is Keith Ollie against Chris Neal. Keith Ollie, his second bout since his call-up against a veteran pugilist in Chris Neal. Trying to get both hands going. Ollie reaching behind, trying to get a good grip, gets the right hand going, but Neal has come back with both hands, and he takes Ollie down. Chris Neal was using the left hand effectively, and then came across with the right and gets the technical knockout.
You can use both.
Chris Neal, his third fight of the season.
Protecting what?
NHL
Chris Neal, his third fight of the season.
Construction insurance broker of the.
Donovan gives him a little chop mark. Gives him 5 minutes, 22 seconds left in the first period. So Chris Neal's in front of him, gives him a little chop, gives him a cross check in the back. Says, let's go, Biden. He wants to get a little spark to his team. Keith Ollie doing some thankless work, and he's going to go off with 5:22 left.
First goal.
Look at, make sure he's okay. Keith's a tough guy, but he took a hard pop by Chris Neal, as you mentioned, is a veteran fighter in the National Hockey League. Keith Ollie doing some thankless work, and he's going to go off with 5:22 left. Get looked at, make sure he's okay. Keith's a tough guy, but he took a hard pop by Chris Neal, as you mentioned, is a veteran fighter in the National Hockey League. You got to like Keith. Get looked at, make sure he's okay. Keith, let's get a little spark to his team. Keith Ollie doing some thankless work, and he's going to go off with 5:22 left. Get looked at, make sure he's okay. Keith's a tough guy, but he took a hard pop by Chris Neal, as you mentioned, is a veteran fighter in the National Hockey League. You got to like Keith Ollie and his. Finds the middle.
As Anderson by Gordon, and a tripping call is on the way. 15-6, the shots favor Ottawa. Finally, it is touched by Gordon, and a tripping call is on the way.
Right by their bench on Kyle Turris, it was Teddy Purcell. And Teddy Purcell is coming up. You're going to see it on top of your screen.
Join the conversation, tweet us and tag your
Teddy takes that left leg out underneath Kyle Turris, and this is a penalty kill. If the Oilers want any hope of coming back in this game, they have got to kill this off. A critical moment. 3:43 left in the first period.
Hammered by Carlson.
1-0 Senators.
Sent down the ice by Hendricks. Ottawa was 0 for 1 in the game against Vancouver, but they have gotten 4 power play goals in their last 5 games. They are ranked 10th in the league. Carlson leading the charge. Carlson dishes off for Leglon. Leglon swoops it around the net. Chase on. Lets it go back to Turris. He'll give it to Carlson. Carlson bumped by Pouliot. Pouliot lost his stick, but the Oilers still managed to get that puck down the ice.
Bobby Ryan, you got Clark McCarthy, you got Mahalik, you have got Erik Karlsson, you've got guys that can play on the power play. This guy is probably the most dangerous one, Erik Karlsson.
Drop pass for Turris. Turris trying to split the defense, but there is Petrie to send it down the ice. The Oilers have been good on the penalty kill at home. The penalty kill 10 squad. They are ranked 8th in the league so far. 8th in the league. Mahalik. They'll give it to Hoffman. Hoffman, quick pass to Zibanejad. Zibanejad, wrist shot. Walker saved by Scrivens. Saved by all the way around and chases Ceci back into his own zone. 54 seconds left to go with the penalty to Teddy Purcell. Hoffman stops inside the blue line. Zibanejad. Back to the point it comes. Ceci with it now. Cody Ceci. Zibanejad thought about the one-timer. Couldn't do it. Good play. Here comes Nugent Hopkins, short-handed. Ryan Nugent Hopkins shot, and that one goes wide. With Pouliot.
The CC track him down. A nice little play by Pouliot to push the puck ahead. Cody Ceci really got on his horse and was smart not to take a penalty against Ryan Nugent Hopkins on that play.
Winners with one short-handed goal this season, turned in by Jesse Johansson. Bobby Ryan is double-teamed. Mahalik carries on. Elan Mahalik joined by David Legwand, but now just 5 seconds left to go. Hendricks try and kill the rest of it as he gets it out, and there is Teddy Purcell on the ice. 2 shots for the Ottawa Senators on that power play. Zach Smith, opposite corner. Ferris sends it around the boards. David Perron waiting for it, takes a hit from Lazar. Schultz. The captain, Andrew Ferris. Ferris with cross ice to David Perron. Perron skates away from Zach Smith. Delivers to Yakupov. Yakupov gives it back to Perron. Given a bump there by Borowiecki. Legwand lost it to Yakupov. Nice little pass to Arcabello. Arcabello winds, fires a shot through traffic. Anderson makes the glove save, and he'll hang on. Arcabello.
So, penalty kill. Just chip it to the man ahead, and that's what Benoit Pouliot was able to do. But look at Cody Ceci track down Ryan Nugent Hopkins, which is no easy task. Cody Ceci started from the other side of the ice, deep in the zone. Ryan Nugent Hopkins feels him coming, tries to build the wall, tries to protect the puck. But Ceci shows some terrific speed.
A first-round draft pick in 2012, and watch this stick. Can you hold on? Just let me. Let
me do. Would you just stop? Just let me. Okay, I got this. Right, easy tap. Benoit
through traffic. Anderson makes the glove save, and he'll hang on.
Tries to speed. Just stop.
The first period. Phillips chips it ahead for Jason. Too far for him. Keaton will get to it. Keaton around the boards for Schultz. Schultz. To Pouliot. Let's move around MacArthur. To the center it goes. Everly. Schultz right out in front. Pouliot with a backhand that goes wide. Jason just wants to flip it out. Turris. Going to get by Nugent Hopkins. Gets the puck out to center. 24 seconds on the clock.
Got 20 now.
Oilers will get a change in. Keaton takes his time. Doesn't like what he sees. He'll regroup. Now he'll fire a long shot right on to Craig Anderson. Anderson pushes it ahead to Zibanejad, and that puck goes out to center. And the Oilers find themselves in a very similar position to the one they had. Anderson and pushes it ahead. Keaton takes his time. Doesn't like what he sees. He'll regroup. Now he'll fire a long 24 seconds. What he sees. Nothing this time by Jason. Just wants to fire 20 change in. Seconds on the back of MacArthur. To the center it goes. Everly. Schultz right out in front. Pouliot with a backhand that goes wide. Jason just wants to flip it out. Turris. Going to get by Nugent Hopkins. Gets the puck out to center. 24 seconds on the clock.
Got 20 now.
The first period. Oilers will get a change in. Senators, the Oilers takes his time. Doesn't like what he sees. He'll regroup. Now he'll fire a long shot right on to Craig Anderson. Anderson pushes it ahead to Zibanejad, and that puck goes out to center. And the Oilers find themselves in a very similar position to the one they...
And the period comes to an end.
Get it now.
Nothing after the first period against Nashville. David, it's the same story here at Rexall Place to the center.
Welcome back to Rexall Place, and thanks to Rogers. Hockey Night Canada gives you 5 choices of nationally televised games. They start your night with Hockey Central Saturday, 4:30 p.m. Mountain. At 8 p.m. Mountain.
Techcore.com to find your place on our construction team.
Craig Hoffman, 6th goal of the year. The kid on the not-so kid on the kid line, Salashazon and Milan Mahalik rounded out the scoring in the first period. 3 goals on 17 shots for the Senators.
The game against Nashville saw the Oilers score 31 seconds into that period and work their way back into that game. They did fall 1 goal short, but they will need that kind of effort here in the first of 5-game homestand. The Senators in Vancouver on Tuesday lost a 4-3 overtime decision. They have dropped their last 3 as Hoffman dumps it in. Stone tracks down Oling. He'll get it to Schultz. And a penalty coming up. And it's going
efficiently.
Kill. And it is the Oilers who get possession and sent down by Fane. Henriksen Gordon, along with Keaton and Fane to start this penalty kill.
Goals scored in March.
Carlson fires that puck the distance and
NHL.
getting
Pause graphic.
to it was MacArthur
0%
first.
vertical scroll.
MacArthur tied up by Fane, played it back to the point. Carlson waiting for it. Carlson sifts it through traffic, up high, rebound. And MacArthur didn't get all of that shot. Leg one, back to the point. Carlson has Turris. Turris stops, gives it back to Carlson. Carlson winds, fires a blast, and again, up high on Ben Scrivens. Carlson over to Turris. Turris goes cross ice. Leg one, back to Carlson. Will he step into another shot? No, he fakes it, gives it to Turris right out in front. Chazon back to Turris. Turris to Carlson. As the Ottawa Senators snap it around on their second power play of this game. Carlson goes cross ice. Comes back to Turris. Goes over to Legwand. Legwand to Carlson. He snaps a shot and he put that one wide and we missed the net. It comes all the way down into Ottawa territory.
Served as a breakout so the Oilers could change. A lot of zone time on that power play so far for the Ottawa Senators.
Turris will give it to Ceci. Cody Ceci across the blue line. Stops up. Trapped there by Nugent Hopkins. The puck ends up in the corner. Zibanejad, drop pass for Hoffman. Hoffman will give it to Ceci. Ceci, he'll go down low for Bobby Ryan. Pass intercepted. Zibanejad gave it away to Nugent Hopkins. He'll quickly get it to Pouliot. He lost it to Mike Hoffman. Hoffman trying to skate away from number 67. Hoffman brings it in. Nice move by Mike Hoffman and a poke check by Ben Scrivens. Zibanejad gets it back to the point. Ceci waiting for it there. Ceci delivers to Zibanejad. Winds and fires. Scrivens makes the save and looks for the rebound.
When Louis DeBrusque was talking about pucks and people at the net on the power play, it's a little bit easier.
Schultz is out of the penalty box. Out of the penalty box.
Icing called.
Well, you mentioned all the emotion, and I think for the Calgary Flames coming up to this new building, the excitement of having Johnny Gaudreau back in the lineup with the new deal is going to give them energy. And we saw Mark Messier and Wayne Gretzky skating around the rink, and I think the natural passing of the torch is the new captain, Connor McDavid. No question who the star is here, and what an opportunity to build his own legacy in this amazing new build.
Lots of new things tonight. First game for Matthew Tkachuk, who's on the
I think the natural passing of the torch is the new captain, Connor McDavid. No question who the star is here, and what an opportunity to build his own legacy in this amazing new build.
Lots of new things tonight. First game for Matthew Tkachuk, who's on the ice. Another of the 18-year-olds in the game. He's number 19 for the Flames on the forward line with Sam Bennett and Troy Brower. And Rob Pouliot playing with Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and Anton Sanchez. DJ sitting there.
For Schultz, he lost his stick.
0% gravity score.
Big hit on Neal. Remember, those guys dropped the gloves earlier, and now all he's going to have to drop them with Greiba.
Erickson
Right.
trying to hit. Pop overhead. Get his team.
Extra
Center. That is
instigating.
while the open
Hopkins snaps a shot.
shot loose, so he isn't there. So he just get too aggressive.
Time 3 minutes, 7.
It's 6 on the road trip. Everly, 4 of the 6 power play goals the Oilers have scored have come here at Rexall. Everly drops it back. Arcabello waiting for it. Schultz with a one-timer, didn't get all of it. Pouliot, good job to keep it in. Gets it to Nugent-Hopkins. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins plays it back to Schultz. Schultz goes cross-ice. Everly back to Schultz. Schultz to Nugent-Hopkins. Nugent-Hopkins snaps a shot that went off the stick of Chris Phillips and out of play.
On the power play, you want to try not to handle it as much as you have here. You got a lot of perimeter passing going on. So if you're going to pass it out the perimeter, let that shot go right away. And Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, you have to trust your top players, I know. But right here, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, right away, just get that to the net if you can. And that little extra second allows Chris Phillips to come out and get in that shooting. Try to just sweep it to them.
Neil Yakupov on the ice right now. You know he loves to shoot the puck. Keaton does as well, but it breaks his stick. The Oilers keep it in. Yakupov circles the net. Gordon battling with Callan in front. Schultz with it now. Schultz drop pass for Perron. Perron through traffic. Anderson the save down for Boyd Gordon, and then he continues that little battling he had with Jared Cowan. And Jared Cowan, another one of those big defenders for Ottawa. He's 6'5", 228 pounds.
I've known Jared since he was a bantam hockey player, drafted #1 in the WHL draft with Spokane Flyers. And Jared has just gotten bigger and stronger. He's got that man strength now. The traffic in front, Boyd Gordon takes a stick in the face. Referee missed it inadvertently by Jared Cowan. But Neil Yakupov right on top of that puck. And Boyd Gordon, another one of those veteran players that understands you got to do a little bit extra when you're down 3-0 and desperate for a win.
From the faceoff, Pouliot gets it back to Schultz, over to Everly. Everly, his shot deflected into the corner. Arcabello picks it up. He'll play it back to Schultz. Schultz winds, fakes. Here's Nugent-Hopkins walking in. His shot stopped by Anderson. 28 seconds of power play time remaining. Puck behind the net. Everly scoops it up, gets it back to Schultz. Schultz moves to the middle. Schultz to Everly. Everly, Nugent-Hopkins. Nugent-Hopkins right across. Oh, hit the side of the net. And Arcabello. Pouliot missed a good early chance. And
Nice was in the corner.
From the send that down the ice. Power play now begins. Bobby Ryan steps out of the penalty box. He was serving the penalty. Eric Greiba, 1:37 of power play time now for the Senators. Zibanejad trying to control Nikita in the corner. Hits it and sends it the length of the ice. Ottawa, the 17th best team on the road so far this season. This is their 8th game away from home. They are 3-3-1 so far. Hoffman with the puck. He'll retreat back to the blue line. To Carlson. Carlson has it hop over his stick. Gets it down low for Stone. Stone, Zibanejad, and Ryan up front. Bobby Ryan with the puck now. Ryan. Zibanejad trying to feed it across. Good block there by Nikitin. Hoffman gets it to Ryan. Bobby Ryan being watched by Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Intercepted there by Mark Fane. Gets it to Nugent-Hopkins. Nugent-Hopkins going to skate it out. Nugent-Hopkins bringing it in shorthanded. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins stops up. Waits for reinforcements. They come in the form of Matt Hendricks. Nugent-Hopkins, great job of taking time off the clock in the corner. David Legwand does come up with it. The fans appreciate the effort by Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Kyle Turris across the blue line. Stops. Goes cross ice. Picked up there by MacArthur. Gives it right back to number 7. MacArthur back to Turris. Turris to Carlson. One-time shot. Put it off there. It's an opportunity for Chason. And that one was denied. His scrimmage was down but not out.
That's a smart shot, isn't it?
slap pass.
Yeah, the slap pass. He's looking for somebody to come into the outside. I think he's looking for Chason to roll in, head up all the way, making that play.
Penalty is over, but here is Chason again out in front for MacArthur. How did that not go in?
I think Jeff Petrie is how that didn't go in.
Jeff Petrie comes back defensively and denies Clark MacArthur.
A beautiful timing play at the blue line on the entry.
You have shown time and time again of the defensive ability of Jeff Petrie with the stick. And that one saved a goal. MacArthur will try again, but he's going to have to clear as CC was going to be offside. MacArthur has been denied a couple of times in this game. Chris Neal drops it back. Nobody home except Teddy Purcell. Purcell goes cross ice for Everly. Everly to Draisaitl. Leon Draisaitl with Jordan Everly and Teddy Purcell. Everly gets knocked down. The Oilers keep it in. They keep with the backhand, and Anderson gloves it as Everly was trying to tip it. Clark MacArthur driving the net, and look at the play by Jeff Petrie.
Of Taylor Hall as he watches his team in person for the first time since he was injured on November 1st. But the news is getting better as Taylor Hall had been skating on his own, but this morning and not wearing one of those jerseys that says "Don't touch me" was on the ice for the Edmonton Oilers at Rexall Place as he continues to recover from a knee injury. And the news is expected to get better because he has a date in mind when he might be able to return. Saw the doctor today and wants to make sure that everything is all right.
Remember, keep it in. Teddy Purcell tip it again, and Anderson gloves it as Everly was trying to tip it. Clark MacArthur driving the.
Expected to get better because he has a date in mind when he might be able to return. Saw the doctor today and wants to make sure that everything is when he might be able to return. Saw the doctor today and wants to make sure that everything is all right.
Remember last October in a game in Ottawa, he was hit by Eric Greiba. Remember last October in a game in Ottawa, he was in
mind when he might be able to return. Saw the doctor today and wants to make sure that everything is all right. Saw the doctor
the knee in a game in Ottawa. He was hit by Eric Greiba and missed time with a knee injury there as well. And offside. Travel. A game against Vancouver here at Rexall. Did not travel with the team, and you saw him skating today. He skated on his own on Monday. And we're hopeful for his return. The Oilers play Arizona on Sunday. They will play Vancouver on Wednesday. Right now, 11:15 to go in the second period. The Oilers trail by 3. By 1. Jordan Everly leads it to the middle. It's over the stick of Nugent Hopkins. Julian checks Carlson. To the middle it goes. Borowiecki off the boards. Mahalik for Bobby Ryan. Bobby Ryan against Andrew Ferentz. Everly. He is checked by Mahalik. Kept in by Borowiecki. Scrivens to Ferentz. To Jeff Petrie. Petrie, a big reason it stays a 3-0 game.
1-0 game.
Andrew Ferentz trying to find Karinen. It was intercepted before it could get there by Stone, who brings it in. Mark Stone. Hit shot off the stick of Lazar. Goes wide.
90-foot passes don't work in this game.
Draisaitl. Pakarinen shot is blocked before it could get through by Ceci. Picked up there by Curtis Lazar. Curtis Lazar to Hoffman. And offside is the call.
He took a big shot of his.
And averaging, as you saw, over 27.5 minutes so far in this season. On the ice right now, a giveaway from Purcell to MacArthur. MacArthur is Chason. Chason stops. Chason hangs on to it. Now he'll snap a shot right into the glove of Ben Scrivens. It's Rogers Oilers hockey, and it's right here on Sportsnet.
Video updates from around the league every game, every night at Sportsnet, the new home of the National Hockey League. And the 10th head coach in Ottawa Senators' modern-day history used to play in the NHL. A memorable night for him as he would score 3 goals on the power play in a 6-5 win versus Los Angeles.
Paul McLean replaced me in Kansas City in the IHL Hockey League. International Hockey.
3 goals on the power play in a 6-5 win versus Los Angeles.
Paul McLean replaced me in Kansas City in the NHL Hockey League. International.
He used to play in the NHL. A memorable night for him as he would score 3 goals on the power play in a 6-5 win versus Los Angeles.
Paul McLean replaced me in Kansas City in the IHL Hockey League. The International Hockey League, where I was fired with good reason.
Well, if that didn't happen, you wouldn't be here. So,
best thing never happened to him.
Paul McLean, great quote this morning talking about Curtis Lazar as Scrimmage lost his stick, ends up in the corner.
Matt Hendricks tried to handle
I don't want
his
that.
stick. No, that's your stick's way too small.
And Boyd Gordon broke his stick, so the Oilers fortunate to get that puck out.
It's like a $300 shift right there.
But Paul McLean talking about Curtis Lazar and the this and that.
Outstanding quote from Paul, and that's what Paul does. Talking about Lazar, he said, well, he knows, he understands this and that. He knows that if he gives me this, I'm going to be able to give him that. Oh. Speaking of that, that's a huge hit by Chris Neal.
On Nikita Nikitin. Ceci. Borowiecki throws it through traffic. Perron on the near side. Moves it ahead to Arcabello. Mark Arcabello chips it in. Took a stick from Borowiecki and a penalty coming up to number 74 for Ottawa. Chips it in on the near side. Moves it ahead to Arcabello. Mark Arcabello. The Oilers will get their second power play.
Ride the first side-by-side with a factory-installed turbocharger and leave others in the dust. The Can-Am Maverick XDS from Martin Motorsports.
Huge hit by Chris Neal coming in. Bang. Make sure he gets square. Puts Nikita Nikitin down. And the penalty coming up. Just right there. Stick up in the face. There's actually one also behind it. David Brown kind of got it beaten down there. Stick up in the face. There's actually one also behind it. David Brown kind of got away with a little bit of a hold.
So he's trying to play a big one on England. And you mentioned the young player trying to make his mark in the National Hockey League. Bad timing there as Russell turned around with the reverse pass and Tkachuk didn't lay up in time. So the first penalty and an early opportunity for the Oilers to get this crowd back on their feet.
Power play is brought to you by BioSteel Sports Nutrition, the natural choice for everyday performance. Drink the pain.
Their game going on the right track.
Play for the Oilers in this period. Schultz from the point lets it go through. And Anderson saw that one all the way. Makes an easy glove save.
Just want to finish that Curtis Lazar Paul McLean story. He said he knows the difference between this and that. If he gives me this, I can give him that. But if you don't give me this, you're definitely not getting that.
Words to live by.
I'm using it with my kids. I'm telling you right now.
Schultz back into his own zone. 8:22 left to go in the period. Eberle to Arcabello. Mark Arcabello. Drop pass. Eberle keeps it in temporarily, and then Mahalik sends it the length of the ice. Schultz.
You hear that? Man coming, man coming. No.
Nugent Hopkins fires it around the boards. Eberle going after it. A little help from Arcabello. Cowan pushes down Eberle. The battle continues for that puck that's still alive. Now it comes back to the point. Schultz to Nugent Hopkins. Nugent Hopkins to Eberle. Eberle works his way in. Goes up high from a sharp angle. Schultz races over to keep it in. And then the pass that came back to him from Arcabello chases Schultz back to his own zone. The Oilers will change their power play unit. Purcell, Perron, and Draisaitl on the ice now with Nail Yakupov. Yakupov against Cowan, and Cowan for the second time in the same place throws an Oiler down. Perron. Got Yakupov going back door. It is Perron. Couldn't get that puck. Perron gathers it up. From the blue line, he'll give it to Yakupov. Quick pass over to Nikitin. Nikitin to Perron. David Perron moving in. Here's a wrist shot. Pad save. Opportunities. Goal. Draisaitl. The for Cowan for the second time in the same place throws an Oiler down. Perron. Got Yakupov going back door. It is Perron. Couldn't get that puck. Perron gathers it up. From the blue line, he'll give it to Yakupov. Quick pass over to Nikitin. Gathers it up. From the blue line, he'll give it to Yakupov. Quick pass over to Nikitin. Nikitin to Perron. David Perron moving in. Here's a wrist shot. Passing. Opportunities. Nikitin to Perron. David Perron moving in. Here's a wrist shot. Quick pass over to Nikitin. Nikitin.
Draisaitl.
Perron. A similar scenario. Back to the point it comes. Cody Ceci moves to the middle. Fires a shot. Scrimmage the save. And he flips that puck into the corner.
They want to eat that one just to calm everything down because Ottawa's put a little push on here after they got scored on.
Aaron slowly sends it down the ice. That will allow a change. Sits at the side of the net. Anderson dropped his stick, gets it back again. Purcell, good job to keep it in. Hoffman with it now. Close quarter action. Gloved ahead, but Ceci gets the touch. Bordietsky. Pokarina gave him a check as he sent the puck down the ice. Keith Hawley will gather it up. Teddy Purcell to Schultz. Schultz finds Draisaitl. Draisaitl bumps into Cowan. Pokarina against Carlson. Draisaitl fights off Cowan, gets the puck down low. Carlson sends it around the boards, but Purcell there on the intercept. Leg one, took it away from him. Bounced that puck down into Oiler territory. Nikitin has got Neal right on. Gave it away to Cowan. Cowan lays it in behind the net. Nikitin tipped it right out, and it's picked up by Johansson. Johansson given a hit there by Zach Smith. Under 5 minutes left to go in the second period as Gordon sends it deep. Phillips gets there first, plays it in the corner. Johansson there, tied up by Carlson. Gordon in there to help. Bobby Ryan trying to get it free, but it's Hendricks back to the point to Ferentz. Fakes the shot, then he let it go, and it goes wide. Boyd Gordon races over to the near corner. Boyd Gordon. Jesse Johansson. The fourth line, keeping it in. Phillips lays it off the glass, gets it by Ferentz, right to Zach Smith. Smith takes a hit there from Jeff Petrie. Hendricks starts back the other way. Checked by the veteran Phillips. Zibanejad gets it back to Cody Ceci. 22-17. The shot's starting to even up here at Rexall. Phillips. Pass for McCall. Too far for him. Ferentz will pick it up behind his own net. Ferentz. Mahalik checks in. Borbietsky, though, can't keep it in the blue line. Just content to flip it back in. Jeff Petrie surveys the situation. He's got the top line out there with him. Petrie. Long pass intended for Everly. Anderson plays it to Ceci. Ceci around the boards for Turris. Turris with Ollie pitching. Ollie keeps it in. Ceci will try again. Takes a big hit from David Perron. Or that's Pouliot. Behind the net now is Everly. Everly out in front it comes. Ollie will give it to Schultz. Schultz steps into a slap shot. Rebound in front. Pouliot looking for the rebound. Tied up by Ceci. Puck still alive. Anderson gets the glove out and covers. He'll get the whistle. Ollie comes flying in as Nugent Hopkins was tied up. He's lost his helmet. Ollie and Borbietsky.
Borbietsky, yeah.
Chason and Nugent Hopkins were tied up. We'll sort it out. Leon Draisaitl, his second goal in the NHL. Tonight we have our first one. Leon Draisaitl, his second goal in the NHL. Tonight we have our first winner in our score and win contest. Tim Gibson of Fort McMurray shopped at Safeway, and on behalf of Safeway and Nabob Coffee has won the Lagostina 10-piece cookware set.
Introducing the new BF Goodrich KO2 tire. BF Goodrich. Take control.
An interesting but disturbing conference breakdown when you look at the stats versus the East 6-2-0 record versus a winless record against the West. And that's a lot of good numbers on the left side of the ledger, not very good on the right. And unfortunately for the Oilers, they play in the Western Conference.
And after tonight, 6 of the next 7 games left in the month of November are against the Western Conference. The only Eastern team that will be here will be the New Jersey Devils. And we'll have that game for you. It's the first half of a double dip. They'll play against Chicago as Yakupov lets it go. Anderson the save, and he'll hang on.
Neil Yakupov, Dallas Aikens said if effort equated into goals and assists, Neil Yakupov be leading the league right now in points. He has really worked on his game. He's growing into his game and becoming the player that he wants to be and what the coaching staff wants him to be.
Goal against Nashville gave him 3 points in his last 4 games coming in. Gordon against Legwand. Schultz moves in, fires a shot, and he put it high. Personal gets it back to Schultz again. Schultz, another wrist shot. This one a little lower, and it dribbles wide as Hendricks and Phillips battled in front. Schultz down low, hopped over his stick. Throws it out in front again. Great tip by Hendricks. Anderson made the save, and he'll hang on. And now Smith and Anderson. Neal jumps in and grabs Matt Hendricks.
The alarm clock went off. The Oilers' alarm clock went off, and now they're starting to play with some passion. They're starting to play with some zip. They've got their feet moving. And they're getting pucks and people to the net that Louis DeBrusk talked about. Ottawa's game plan on the first. Really good save by Craig Anderson. And then Matt Hendricks moves in. Zach Smith moves in. Chris Neal moves in. And we've got 1 penalty and a power play, I do believe, for Edmonton.
Chris Neal is going to be in the penalty box for roughing as he came in and grabbed Matt Hendricks. So the Oilers will have a power play with 2:17 left to go.
Safeway's featured participating product for tonight's hockey game is Nabob Coffee.
Talk about a wake-up. Maybe it was Nabob Coffee that
October 12/2016 Cup. 7
I
minutes.
think that's good.
Chuck didn't lay up
7
in
minutes.
time. So the first penalty, an early opportunity for the Oilers to get this crowd back on their feet.
on their third power play of this game. They're 1 for 2. Leon Draisaitl got things started at 12:57 from the Keith and
Ryan Nugent-Hopkins starts on the power play. McDavid is to his left. Maroon it over to his right. There to go in this point. Oscar Klefbom.
Huge chance for the Oilers to go into the third period feeling pretty good about
First
themselves.
NHL game is out on the power play as well. 4 forward, 1 D-man set up with Klefbom, the only man back. Pouliot, not McDavid.
Now, this is where your power play really has to come through.
Like one against Gordon again.
Klefbom is back for the puck as the penalty killers change up.
From the draw. 1 back to the Keith. Spin move to get away from Zach Smith. Yakupov dishes to Perron to Smith. Smith got it to Legwand, and he got it as far as center. Picked up there by David Perron. Smith and Legwand up front. Ceci and Phillips on this penalty kill. As the Keaton starts the rush for the Oilers. Right up the middle comes Leon Draisaitl. Dishes to Perron. Perron tried the toe drag move on the veteran Phillips, who sent it down the ice. Chris Phillips, 36 years old in his 17th year.
Smart defenseman, though. And he just doesn't get too excited.
Jason hassling the Keaton, who gets it to Draisaitl. Draisaitl with Teddy Purcell going to the front of the net. Draisaitl fights off for Vietzky. He plays it back to the point. Schultz waiting for it there. Cross ice for Perron. David Perron. Checked by Cowan. Chason in there as well. Draisaitl comes to help out. Purcell to Perron. Draisaitl kicked it into the corner. Perron picked it up. Yakupov down low would love to get a one-timer from there. Less than picked it up. Purcell to Perron. Chason in there as well. Draisaitl comes to help out. Purcell to Perron. With seconds to go in the power play. Purcell out in front. Here's an opportunity for Draisaitl. Perron on the side of the net as well. Get a one-timer from there. Here's an opportunity for Draisaitl. Perron on the side of the net as well. David Perron swings it down low. Eddie Purcell back to the point. Schultz. Drop pass for Purcell. Hand on it. Chason picks it up. Starts away. He's got Mahalik with him. 2-on-1. Shorthanded. Chason fires a shot right into the glove of Scrivens. Wants to keep it alive. 12 seconds of power play time remaining. Perron flips it in. He'll head off on a change. 22 seconds left to go in the period. Mark Stone stood up at the blue line. The penalty is over. Neal is back on the ice. The Oilers 1 for 3 with a man advantage. Everly to the middle. It's picked off there by Stone. Back to Phillips. Carlson right up the middle for Stone. He'll tip it for Neal. Neal can't get the shot away. Petrie prevented that.
That's going to be very good job. The one that wasn't called. And the call that McDavid got for the penalty shot.
Didn't have a point. And his last 5 games coming in, he's got the Oilers on the board after 2 periods.
To help Edmonton move on to win the championship last year after disappointment previously, and so it was a fitting finish to his junior career. And tonight for Curtis must be very Lazar.
8 minutes and 37 seconds through 40 minutes for Curtis Lazar, who starts this 3rd period. His team up by 2.
That was a stretch by Gino.
Yes, it was.
Well done, and then at the end he stretched out. But he tried for that extra yard, wasn't there?
You know, you got to work out that kind of material on the road before you bring it back to the main stage. Oilers for the 8th time. Stone in front. Fires it just wide. The Oilers' 8th time that they have trailed going into the 3rd period. Still looking for their first victory. Ottawa is 3-1-0 when leading after 2 periods. Oilers on a line change. Mahalik. Schultz gets there. Here's the shot, and Scrivens makes the save. 3-1-0 leading after 2 periods. Oilers on a line change. Mahalik. Schultz gets there. Here's the shot, and Scrivens makes the save. Tonight's scoring summaries are brought to you by Warley Parsons Court. Visit WarleyParsonsCourt.com to find your place on our construction team.
Huge first period for the Ottawa Senators. Hoffman, Chazon, and Pollock all scoring in 17 shots, 3 goals. Leon Draisaitl gets his 2nd of the year on the power play. That is kind of perked up the Edmonton Oilers. As you can see, Leon, not quite perked.
That's not his style.
No.
Cool, calm, and always collected for a 19-year-old. And you saw also the Oilers out-shooting Ottawa 13-6. Feeling the pressure. It's deflected by Arcabello. Leon Draisaitl gets Cece's shot gets deflected by Arcabello into the corner. Ferentz beats Mahalik to the puck. Allen can't keep it in. Perron to Yakupov. Back to Perron. And Anderson makes the save. As Perron looks for his 2nd goal of the season. Arcabello sends it around the boards. Yakupov gets there ahead of Bobby Ryan. To Perron, off his stick. Jared Cowan will pick it up. Cowan takes the hit from Perron. Zibanejad works it to the blue line, but the Oilers keep the puck in. Yakupov races over ahead of Cece. Yakupov still has it. Gives it to Ferentz. Ferentz fires it through a crowd. Deflected wide by Mark Arcabello. Perfectly played by Andrew Ferentz, shooting wide of the net, off the net for Mark Arcabello's stick, and Mark misses his 2nd glorious opportunity of the evening. Mark Arcabello has got 7 points on the season, but just 1 point here at Rexall. It's a perfect position there. He did a nice job of getting to the net. Point here at Rexall. It's a perfect position there. He did a nice job of getting to the net. Carlson takes a hit from Bakarinen. Draisaitl. Bakarinen snaps a shot, and Anderson makes the save. Fane keeps it in. Oilers putting on pressure here in the first 3 minutes of this 3rd period. Draisaitl behind the net. Cut off there by Erik Karlsson. Karlsson flips it high, and Keaton trying to keep it in. The Oilers will have to clear. But a good start for Edmonton. Turris stepped up on by Fane. Purcell. Bakarinen at the end of his shift will shoot it in. Anderson stops it and gives it to the captain. Karlsson. Won Norris Trophy in his trophy case. But he gave it away there, and Pouliot brings it in. And offside and all tangled up. Won Norris Trophy in his trophy case. But he gave it away here at Rexall line. Perron still in net. It's not his style. Second, but this year when they have been affected for a 19. And you saw so the Oilers out shooting Ottawa 13-6 in that second period.
They'll do their game back. They got to keep building, keep growing on it.
The Oilers were outshot 35-23 in the game against Nashville. They have won 4 games this year when they have been outshot. Leon Draisaitl, you and I talked to him, I guess it was in New York, and he's feeling the pressure a little bit, but he gets rewarded with a power play goal tonight. Cece's shot gets deflected by Arcabello into the corner. Period. Captain.
Into that.
Coin to Cece. Cece to Ryan. Ryan. Stone is in front. The puck sits there, and Hendricks cleared it into the corner. Ryan and Stone digging for it against Bain. Comes to the Keaton, lost it to Banajat. Back to the point, Cece waiting for it. Cody Cece to Banajat. Gets by him. Keaton's got an opportunity, and he will send it the length of the ice. That will allow the penalty killers to change. Arcabello and Nugent Hopkins are up front with Ferentz and Petrie. A minute left to go in the penalty to Benoit Pouliot. Jason against Ferentz. Petrie in there as well as the puck ends up behind the net. Now it's Arcabello who will send it down the ice. Critical kill for the Oilers here with 15:44 left to go in regulation time. Carlson leads the rush for a walk quickly across the line. Nice move around Petrie. Here is Carlson circling the net. Lays it back to Turris at the point. Turris will give it right back to Carlson. Carlson winds, fires a shot. Fires it. Scrivens makes the save as Turris picks it up on the far side. Checked by Hendricks. Turris still has it. Delivers it down low. MacArthur to Legwand. Legwand. Carlson shot, and that was blocked by Boyd Gordon and blocked right out to center. 10 seconds left to go in the man advantage. Al Turris. Good play by Nugent Hopkins to prevent that shot. Here's Legwand to Turris. Another good defensive play there. And out of the box is Pouliot. Petrie sees him now. Beats the puck up, but it hit the linesman.
Jeff Petrie's yelling at him coming up off the ice.
So Ottawa with one shot on that power play. They are now 0 for 4. 25 shots for the Senators, 22 for the Oilers. Lazar almost gave it away to Pouliot. Anderson comes and helps him out. Triba plays it off the boards. Can't get it by Nugent Hopkins. Eberle to Nugent Hopkins. Nugent Hopkins. Back to the point. Keith Hawley moves to the middle. He'll give it to Eberle. Eberle with a quick shot. And Anderson, the quick glove hand, makes the save.
Calling Oil Country Classrooms. Get active to win great prizes, including a trip to see the Oilers at Rexall Place. For more information and to register, go to edmontonoilers.com/energizeoilcountry.
The Goals for Kids program is proudly sponsored by Synovus. For every Oilers goal this season, Synovus will donate $400 to Kidsport. Today, the Oilers have scored 41 goals for a total of $16,400.
Leon Draisaitl, along with Hugo Makarinen and Teddy Purcell. Purcell, they keep that puck in along the wall, but out comes Abanajad. He gets stopped, surrounded. Back to the point, though, it comes to Cece. Cece over to Phillips with a wrist shot. Scrivens makes the save. Ryan gets the rebound. Hoffman, a quick shot. Scrivens got a piece of that. Zibanejad out in front. It comes again for Bobby Ryan. He can't get it. Purcell can. And quickly feeds it ahead to Pakarinen. Pakarinen racing in with Teddy Purcell. Ends up behind the net. Bobby Ryan's got it now. Bobby Ryan to the middle for Phillips. Up the middle it goes. Here comes Mike Hoffman. Hoffman, wrist shot. Scrivens save. Hangs on to it. And we get another whistle. 3-1 the score here at Rexall. We'll be back after this. Tonight's Outstanding Play is brought to you by RE/MAX. Outstanding agents, outstanding results.
Let's give the kid a little love. Leon Draisaitl. Nice play by David Perron. Walks in. Draisaitl follows it up beautifully. Makes sure he lifts the puck on the rebound over the pads of the outstretched Craig Anderson. Leon Draisaitl, his first power play goal of his National Hockey League career.
6 minutes and 20 seconds through 40. And he was 50% of the face-off circle. Does not take a lot of draws. When you've got Nugent Hopkins playing
Center.
And a good get active to win.
Shift here for Brouwer, Bennett, and Tkachuk of Calgary.
Tonight's Edmonton Oilers power plays are brought to you by BioSteel. Drink the pink.
/Energize Oil Country. Oilers goal this season.
Now the Flames
Synovus will donate $400 to kids. Today, the Oilers have scored 41 goals for a total of $16,400.
Period doesn't get away from him.
41 goals for a total. Synovus will donate $400.
On the rebound.
Eric. And he was Nugent Hopkins playing better in the dot, as well as Arcabello, and of course, Borgård. Pouliot. Oh, a big attempt there by the captain, Drysdale, or Eriksson. Connor McGibbon flying over him, did Carlson. Erik Karlsson going for the big hit on Pouliot. They've had some pretty good jousts. Of course, Pouliot thought he embellished. Karlsson thought it was a penalty.
They're going at each other again.
Eberle from the corner. Jordan Eberle plays it back to the point, but it was picked off by MacArthur, who gets it to Chiasson, gets it right back again. Clark MacArthur. Centering attempt to Kyle Turris is broken up. Knocked by Eberle. Arcabello. Pass intended for Perron, just off his stick. Turris tips it in as both teams want to make changes. Mark Fane. Nail Yakupov picks it up. Starts away down the right side. Yakupov with some speed, cuts to the middle. He gets stopped. Arcabello brings it in offside.
So, Erik Karlsson and Benoit Pouliot have introduced themselves to each other in this third period. Oh, bang. Stick in the face or a glove in the face. Erik Karlsson says, yeah, I'm going to find that guy, and just misses as Benoit Pouliot stops up short, goes underneath, and Erik Karlsson goes flying, and now we have some more jousting on the side. Milan Mahalik and Nail Yakupov.
Look at the way Yakupov is lined up. Arcabello wins that draw back to Schultz. He fires it in. Ceci chopping at it. Ollie uptight. Ceci sends it around the boards instead. Schultz pinching. Gets to it ahead of Mahalik. Close quarter battle there as the puck is still alive. David Perron trying to dig it free. It does come free. Yakupov behind the net. Ceci knocks him down, but he does get the puck to Arcabello. It sits on the back of the net. Now it's free for David Perron. Perron, one-handed. He is stopped in a way as Bobby Ryan. Cody Ceci gets the center, bounces it in, goes wide. Schultz is there. Schultz behind the net for Ollie. Sweeps it around the boards. Waiting for it is Teddy Purcell. Purcell lays it to the middle. Just out of the reach of Schultz. Ryan is stopped by Purcell. Bobby Ryan has it again. Ryan right out in front it comes. Kick to Greiba by Legwand, who gets the puck back again to the middle for Ryan, and a good stick there by Pakarinen. Sits it again. Ryan right out in front it comes. A little bit of a breeze.
Hey, look at that.
Starting next year. 7-year contract.
Lottery. After the
$2 million starting next year. He's only making $5 this year.
Yeah. Hey, look at that. Bobby Ryan made a commitment. He talked to you today about the youth of the Ottawa Senators.
Yeah, you know, he does start to feel like a little bit of an old man. But he said, you know, guys like Curtis Lazar and other players on this team, when you think about it's not so much their age, but it's the number of games they play. In fact, they're the most inexperienced team in terms of total games played in the National Hockey League.
But he didn't like their energy level. They come to the rink every day. He said it kind of gives him a little juice. But I did think it was funny that he said that he was starting to feel older. Was he 27, 28?
That's old.
Well, yeah.
Barons. $1 starting next year. He's only making $5 this year.
Yeah.
$1 billion starting next year. He's only making $5 this year.
Yeah.
0% vertically.
Hey, look at that. Bobby Ryan made that draft lottery after the lockout.
Bobby Ryan, a 7-year contract extension. $2 million
Cody Ceci.
next year. He's only making $5 this year.
Yeah. Hey, look at that. Bobby Ryan made a commitment. He talked to you today about the youth of the Ottawa Senators. Bobby Ryan made a commitment. He talked to you today about the youth of the Ottawa Senators.
Yeah, you know, he does start to feel like a little bit of an old man. But he said, you know, guys like Curtis Lazar and other players built up all. Sees Teddy Purcell get extra time. Arcabello across the line. to Nugent Hopkins. Waddle shot, and that was blocked by Boyd Gordon and blocked right out to center.
The youth of the Ottawa Senators.
Yeah, you know, he does start to feel like a little bit of an old man. But he said, you know, guys like Curtis Lazar and other players on this team, when you think about it, it's not so much their age, but it's the number of games they play. In fact, they're the most inexperienced team in terms of total games played in the National Hockey League.
But he did like their energy level. They're coming to the rink every day. He said it kind of gives him a little juice. But I did think it was funny that he said that he was starting to feel older. Is he 27, 28?
That's old.
Well, yeah.
Anderson steers it aside. Barbietzky takes down Jesse Johansson. Johansson to the middle for Hendricks. Stopped by Greiba. Smith against Petrie. Petrie again using that good stick to get the puck to Johansson. Ferentz weaves his way to center. Chips it in. Hendricks will give chase. Jerry Allen.
Next keyboard shortcut Shift plus N button. Window. Eng button. Shove. Accessibility. Power. Desiree. No item in V. 0. Next keyboard. Mute. Next.
Their first. Ottawa will beat 0% every Saturday. They'll go home to play Nashville on Thursday. The Oilers will welcome the Coyotes on Sunday. Vancouver is here on Wednesday. 28 shots for the Senators, 24 for the Oilers. Nugent Hopkins chips it in. Jared Cowan back to get it again. Nugent Hopkins all over him as it comes right in front for Pouliot with a backhand. Anderson makes the save. They jam away. And now it's in. Jared Cowan back to get it again. Nugent Hopkins all over him as it comes right in front for Pouliot. Nashville on Thursday. The Oilers will welcome the Coyotes on Sunday. Vancouver is here on Wednesday. 28 shots for the Senators, 24 for the Oilers. Nugent Hopkins chips it in. 24 for the Oilers. Nugent Hopkins chips it in. Jared Cowan back to get it again. Nugent Hopkins all over him as it comes right in front for Pouliot with a backhand.
Team, everybody looking in the open. It certainly was.
And Nugent Hopkins, Benoit Pouliot get the assists. Ryan Nugent Hopkins 6 points in his last 6 games. And once again, the Oilers find themselves down by just a goal after giving up 3 in the first period. Themselves down by just a goal after giving up 3 in the first period. The energy rising in this building. Anderson lays it around the boards. Mahal. Schultz pinching. Draisaitl in the corner against Cowan. Sharp angle shot there by Teddy Purcell. Carlson flips it to center. Ollie intercepts. Keith Ollie will bring it in. Teddy Purcell takes a look. Out for Draisaitl. Comes right to Eberle. Jordan Eberle took a shot and that was blocked, and back the other way comes Bobby Ryan. Bobby Ryan tips it in. Petrie was there to take it away. Give it right back to Eberle. Here's Nugent Hopkins on the move. To Eberle. Eberle to the middle for Nugent Hopkins. What a great burst of speed. What a save. Eberle tries. Anderson made another save. Wow. Look at that gear for Ryan Nugent Hopkins up the middle.
Talbot with 52 this hockey game.
Sends it around the boards. Waiting for it is Nail Yakupov. Yakupov.
Where was this team in the first period?
Same question that was asked in the game against Nashville. Crowd starting the chant. Hoffman across the blue line. Chips it in. Mark Stone behind the net. Yakupov. Arcabello across the line. Perron. Wrist shot. Anderson the save. The big rebound is picked up by Zach Smith. Smith on the move. Cutting in against Nikitin. Blows a tire. Nikitin pushes it ahead and is picked up by Perron. Perron right in front of his own bench. Gives it back to Nikitin. To Fane. Nikitin. And it's tipped in as the Oilers want to make a line change. Arcabello goes off. Purcell, Hendricks, and Gordon. The fourth line sees Teddy Purcell get extra time on the wagon line. Hendricks lays it behind the net Turris, MacArthur, and Chazon out there for the Senators. Schultz for Ollie. Keith Ollie lays it to the boards. Hendricks to the middle, and it's picked up now by Teddy Purcell. Purcell moving in with Gordon. Cut off there by Jared Cowan. MacArthur, nifty little pass to Kyle Turris. Turris moving in against Ollie. Turris goes wide, fires a shot. Body save by Ben Scrivens. MacArthur keeps it in for Turris. Bobby Ryan hops over the boards. This is Boyd Gordon. Gordon has some time, wants to get it out so the Oilers can get a line change and get their top line out there. Ollie will get it to Hendricks. Hendricks stepped up on by Greiba. And now the Oilers will get that change in. To Vanajad. Back to Borowiecki. Borowiecki to Greiba. 6.5 minutes left to go in regulation time. Schultz. For Nugent Hopkins. Here comes Ryan Nugent-Hopkins across the blue line. Nugent-Hopkins stops. Petrie steps into a shot. He scores! Schultz. For Nugent-Hopkins. Schultz. For Nugent-Hopkins. Here comes Ryan Nugent-Hopkins across the blue line. Nugent-Hopkins stops. Petrie steps into a shot. He scores! In time. Schultz. For Nugent-Hopkins. Here comes Ryan Nugent-Hopkins across the blue line. Nugent-Hopkins stops. Petrie steps into a shot. He scores!
Is a rock. It is a.
And just short minutes left to go in this period. Locked it in. Aaron. Oh, what a save! By Ben Scrivens without his sticks. Keeps it out.
Wow. That was amazing by Ben Scrivens. That may be the game saver right there.
Watch this puck. Ben Scrivens sees the puck, makes the save. We're tied at 3 still. Contest when the Bull Marines sees the puck, makes the save. We're tied at 3 still. Contest when the Bull Marine Star Watch, courtesy of Safeway and Nabob Coffee and Jordan Everly. And on behalf of Safeway and Nabob Coffee, we have our next winner tonight in the score and win. Brandoline Denim of Sherwood Park is winning Bradley Original Electric Smoker on the tying goal by Jeff Petrie at 13:45 of the third period. The Oilers outshooting the Senators now, 31-29. Nugent Hopkins to Everly. Everly gets by Phillips, who dropped his stick. Nugent Hopkins carrying on. Chazon given a hit there by Nugent Hopkins. Turris trying to get it out. And Wapulia kept it in briefly, and then Carlson sent it out and into his own bench.
This is the Sports Select Legends devotee. He bets with his big, gushy heart. Because when his team wins, he wins big.
Get your game on with Sports Select.
Shop at Safeway today and you could be our next lucky winner. Watch future Sportsnet telecasts. You could win an all-inclusive trip for two to a Grand Bahia Prince Bay Resort, courtesy of redtag.ca, where Canada shops for great travel deals.
And we've got a great third period here as the Oilers have come back after trailing 3-0. Out of the first period, we're tied at 3. Perron, another sharp angle shot. Anderson the save. Bobby Ryan down the right side with Mahal. Ryan has it, shoots it. It is blocked before it can get through by the captain, Andrew Ferentz. Arcabella, outlet pass to Yakupov with Perron. And offside is David Perron.
Just did not bring the puck over. Get the line, get it over. Yeah, I know you want to make a play, but Yakupov comes in, just stops up. You see the puck doesn't cross over in time because over the other side, both guys were tracking, looking for that play. Get the line, get moving forward in that north-south bit.
With Hendricks and Gordon.
We're talking about
Teddy Purcell on that fourth line with Hendricks and Gordon. Against the fourth line of the Senators. And offside. Call at the Oiler blue lines.
interesting with Dallas Aikens. He can't Talk about are the Ottawa Senators doing something different than we thought? And also there's some conversation that goes to Miles Fee, the video coach downstairs, and Rocky Thompson as well. So everybody's interchanged and there's a piece. And he's talking.
And offside is the call at the Oiler blue lines.
Interesting with Dallas Eakins. He has an earpiece, and he's talking to Rocky Thompson, assistant coach upstairs. And you think, well, that's really different because nobody else in the National Hockey League, the head coach, does it. But remember, Dallas Eakins spent time at the Dallas Cowboys camp this year, and their head coaches talk to guys upstairs all the time. I asked Rocky Thompson, what do you talk about? He says, all kinds of things, details, back and forth, some adjustments you got to make right away. Are the Ottawa Senators doing something different than we thought? And also there's some conversation that goes to Miles Fee, the video coach downstairs, and Rocky Thompson as well. So everybody's interchanged and connected on that.
4 minutes, 15 seconds to go in regulation time. Everly is checked. Keith Oley, who's played a big part in this hockey game, has the puck now. Neal trying to bring it in. Oley's got it again. Uses the boards. Gets it out to center. David Leglois bounces it towards Ben Scrivens. Schultz will pick it up. Schultz to Everly. Everly. Chip pass. And it is flipped in by Mark Arcabello. Perron going after it first. Arcabello comes up with it, trying to get it back to him. Perron to the middle. Yakubov snaps a shot that Anderson makes the save on.
Ottawa had a tough time picking up that late guy coming in. Sometimes it's off the bench. Sometimes he's just floating out neutral zone, jumps in. There'll be a couple of penalties here. I think one for a trip and one for an embellishment, if I have read this properly.
David Perron is arguing his case.
If I have read this properly.
David Perron is arguing his case. Zach Smith is in the box already.
Great chance. There's Nail Yakupov jumping in a high slot. Boom, snaps it towards the net. Tapper got the beaver tail going, snapping the stick on the ice. Some non-verbal communication.
So both Perron and Smith are in the box, and we're coming back after this.
Smith on the right, both in the penalty box. First penalty, David Perron comes back. He wants to run his man out. There's the high stick call, and David Perron goes down, and the back official, calls that a high stick and to Smith and an embellishment to David Perron.
So we will play 4-on-4 with 3:32 left to go in the third. Nugent Hopkins wins the draw, picked up by Everly. He got knocked down by MacArthur. Mark Fane and Nikita are the blue liners. Everly, Carlson, and Phillips for the Senators. Nugent Hopkins worked over there by Carlson. Puck squirts free. Clark MacArthur picks it up. He and Turris up front for Ottawa. Now it is Pouliot and Purcell. Kyle Turris skates back into his own zone. Neil give it to Phillips. Quickly to Erik Karlsson. Pass to nobody in particular. Phillips is there. Karlsson lost it. Benoit Pouliot to Teddy Purcell. Teddy Purcell moving in. Teddy Purcell trying to slide that one in. Great job by Purcell and Pouliot. Phillips up the middle to Benajad against Petrie. He is with Bobby Ryan. Ryan checked by Andrew Ferentz. Everly picks it up on the near side. 45 seconds of 4-on-4 remaining. Here comes Jeff Petrie. Petrie lays it around the boards. Ryan can't get it by Nugent Hopkins. Nugent Hopkins to Everly. Everly. Schultz to the middle. It goes to Everly. Backhand right on. Anderson keeps great slow against Orvietsky to MacArthur. MacArthur to Turris. Turris across the blue line. Pass for Greiva, intercepted by Nikitin, and Nikitin flips that puck to center. Orvietsky almost lost it to Pouliot. He did. There's a shot and a penalty coming up.
That's 3 power for you. Everly. That is a goal of the year.
Schultz to Everly. Everly snaps it and Philly. He's on the in the way and send it up just as this before. Play it back to Schultz. Schultz, Nugent Hopkins fires a shot through traffic. Arcabello checked by Turris, but he gets the puck to Schultz. Schultz with a wrist shot. Anderson the save. Good play by Eberle to keep it in. Now Eberle moves in. His shot goes off Phillips and into the corner. Nugent Hopkins gathers it up there. Eberle behind the net for Arcabello. Nugent Hopkins will play it back to the point. Schultz waiting for it. Gives it to Arcabello. Arcabello waits. There's a shot that bounces over top of the cage. Nugent Hopkins, great job to keep it in on the far side. Nugent Hopkins under pressure from Stone. Pass down low for Brouillard. 43 seconds left to go in regulation time. Stone pass down low for Brouillard. 43 seconds left to go in regulation time.
Get over to help out to keep the puck in the corner.
30 seconds to go in the period. Schultz chips it in. Yakupov going after it. Greiba gets there first. Eric Greiba under pressure from Perron. Perron to Schultz. Schultz keeps it in. Greiba, another opportunity to get it out. He and Perron battle. 14 seconds left to go in regulation time. Back to the point it comes. Here's Schultz. He'll go cross ice. Personal with a shot. Anderson the save. Throws it into the corner. 5 seconds remaining. And we are going to overtime.
The Senators won it.
NHL 2014.
Brought to you by the Bruins.
The final.
Time now.
What a disappointing end for the Edmonton Oilers. Let's go all the way back to the first shift of overtime. Jordan Eberle walks up and the gritty move by somebody. And the shot.
In his last 5 games. And he gets the winner for the Senators here in Edmonton. They snap a 3-game losing streak to the Ottawa Senators. Edmonton has now lost 3 straight at home. The final here, 4-3 in overtime.